My YouTube channel. So welcome. A lot of times I just do vlogs just from my head and whatnot, and then there's other times when it's something really serious. I mean, even serious stuff, I don't write down before I do a video. But to keep on track and not to ramble on like I am right now, I made this text that I'm gonna read off to you guys, and this is for the people that want to actually get ahead. This is not for the people that want to continue to say, oh, it's the government's fault, or oh, poor me, I can't get anywhere in life. Life's too hard for me. It's not fair. Life's everything's against me. I just can't get anywhere. Look, it's stupid that you say that, and if you want to continue to live that, your life that way, then so be it. There's going to be so many people in life that have it harder than others. That just means you have to work harder to get to where you want to go. But there's, just excuses. You can either have a month of progress or a month of excuses. So this is what I have to say to those that want to get ahead. Obviously, the younger you are, the better, but it's never too late to start your future. And if you hear that fan in the background, just ignore it. That's just my solar system inverter going crazy. We have some heat turned on with that, so that's a whole nother story. So I took the time to write this out because I want everyone who reads this to change their mindset and stop saying the little guy can never get ahead, to stop saying it's so and so's fault. Come on, you got this, we got this. So this is a mixture of Dave Ramsey. If you do not follow Dave Ramsey, I highly recommend you guys following Dave Ramsey. So you can go the Ramsey Show, follow him, and you'll learn a lot. I started a little backstory. I started this journey process probably about a month and a half ago, where now this is a saying from me: before you can change your wallet, you must change your mindset. Before you can change your circumstances, you must change your mindset. And all my life, being raised and brought up where I was brought up, was like, it's not fair, that these people are rich. The rich just get richer and the poor just get poorer, and it's not fair. Woe me. Always thinking, well, you know what, whatever. When my wife and I got a mortgage for a house, set it up for 30 years, which was a bad idea. You're supposed to set it up for 15 years. We set it for 30 years, and we thought, okay, well, in 30 years we'll have it paid off. If you have that mindset, then yeah, in 30 years you'll pay off your mortgage. But if you have a new mindset, which we have now, is we'll have this paid off in 10, 15, 20 years. We refuse to go any longer than 20 years. So to be debt free and everything, mortgage included. So my wife and I are on, I wouldn't say my wife and I, more of me. My wife is a saver, always been a saver. I manage all the finances, and obviously my wife knows, whatever she wants to know, and she knows stuff. But I say more of me because, it's up to me to, it's up to the person who's mostly in charge of the finances. It's up to you to either get ahead in 10 years or to be at the same position, the same spot that you always have been. So, it's up to me and my wife. We both work and stuff, but I'm the one that, writes the checks and does this and that. So it comes down on me being smart with managing what we both earn. So yeah. So I've been getting in a new mindset the last month and a half, and I've been focusing only on positivity, and anything negative I don't even engage anymore. If I see something on Facebook or YouTube or whatnot, I block it, I delete it, I X off the page, even if I'm, whatever. I get away from it, because if you cannot look at anything negative and say it will not affect you, because it might. So you need to walk away from everything negative, only focus on you. So this whole thing started once I realized changing my mindset. It actually changed everything. It's starting to change my life. How my office is, how much clutter I have, how much stuff I have, you know, how much food do we have in the cupboards, how much junk do we have around the house, how much junk do I have on my desktop computer, you know, where's every dollar going? And all this stuff, it's all coming together. When you want to be a better person and better yourself, you clean the junk out inside of you. You clean the junk out inside of your house. It changes how you live, how you think, and what you want to be. So following Dave Ramsey and also following everything else that I've been watching, this is what I've come up with. If you want to follow it, that's good. If you don't want to follow it, then don't be blaming anybody but yourself in 20 years. So, you know, because you have right now, okay? It doesn't matter what situation you're in. You have right now to get ahead. So that's why I'm doing this video. I don't care if someone's going to get upset because they're saying, you know, there's a lot of people that say, oh, you know, just accept what is and then that's okay. No, you work hard. You don't accept your situation. If you are in a bad situation, if you're in an abusive marriage, you don't just say, okay, he beats me, she beats me, it is what it is, this is just the way my life's gonna be. No, you don't accept that. You push forward and you better the situation. So, not everybody's gonna have that mindset, so let's go ahead and jump on this. Number one, get on a written budget plan. Track where every dollar goes, and once you get a budget and a plan set out, the first thing you need to do is save up $1,000 of emergency funds. Okay, $1,000. Number two, get out of debt. Start paying your debt from the lowest first. This trains your mind to thinking, oh, I knocked out one debt, sweet, we can do this. You know, a lot of people say, well, shouldn't you pay off the highest interest first? Which that's what I always thought. But no, because it's not an interest problem. Like Dave says, it's not a money problem, it's a personal problem. You know, it's our personal problem. If you're in debt in anything, student loans, car loans, credit cards, whatever the million other loans there are, if you're in debt, it's a personal problem because you allowed yourself to get there. The loan is not the problem. The interest rate's not the problem. It's you. The person's the problem. So unless you have a massive lump sum that you can pay off 100% your highest debt, then you need to start with the lowest debt because it trains yourself into thinking, whoa, I just paid off that $5,000. Wow, we freed up that monthly payment. Now we got this. Now let's hammer out the next one and the next one, you know, and keep going. So, Dave does not own, or so he says, Dave does not own any credit cards. He only owns debit cards. So this is my recommendation. I recommend you throw away your credit cards and only use debit cards. If you're struggling, it's okay to keep, this is my personal opinion, I think it's okay to keep one credit card with a decent balance in case that $1,000 doesn't cover. You know, if something major happens and that $1,000 doesn't cover it and you can't get help from anywhere else, you know, it's better than losing your car or losing your house. But you need to live on a rice and beans diet, no vacation, no going out to eat every week, no spending on things that you don't have to. So that means all of your money's going towards your lowest debt first. When that's knocked out, then you go to your second lowest debt, and your third and fourth. If you got $100 on a credit card, pay it off. Okay? Every cent matters. Accept a mortgage. So this is a big one. Dave considers a mortgage outside of all these other debts. So outside of student loans, credit card debt, car debt, personal loans, and so forth. So once you pay off all of your other debts, then before you start working on, you know, obviously you make your monthly mortgage payment, but before you start adding more to that, you need to save up 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So if you spend $3,000 a month, and you know that includes your bills, that's your total cost that you spend every month, then you need to save up $9,000 to $18,000 of an emergency. Now, an emergency is not, oh, I need to go get my nails done, or, oh man, you know, I want exhaust on my car. You know, an emergency is something like, oh, what are we gonna do? We can't pay this bill. What are we going to do? That's an emergency. That's a, okay, then we draw from our emergency fund. Not, well, let's take some emergency money from our account to pay for groceries because we might spend $400 this time. No, you say, okay, we're only going to spend $200 on groceries this month, and that's what we're going to spend, and we're going to buy stuff that sustains us, not ice cream sandwiches or a gallon of ice cream. We're going to buy milk, eggs, bread, the stuff that keeps us going. Ramen or ramen noodles, however you pronounce it. If that's what we got to live off of, then by golly, we're going to live off that, because let everybody mock us, let everybody make fun of us right now, but in 10, 15, 20 years, we're going to be the ones debt-free with a future set for us while everybody else is struggling on their 30-year mortgage. Now, then you can go to step 4 once you have at least 3 months, which 3 months, it should be around 3 to 9 months of saved. So you save up that money 3 to 6, not 3 to 9 months, excuse me, 3 to 6 months. You save up after you pay off all your smaller debts, except the mortgage. Okay, now if you have a large student loan or whatever, then yeah, you pay that off, and then you save up your 3 to 6 months. After that, now number 3 is a big one. Watch who you keep company with. Show me your friends and I will show you your future is the most true saying you'll ever hear, because if you hang out with poor people, you'll always be poor, because you become who you are with most of the time. This is why people that, now, I gotta watch my wording on here. This is why people that hang out with druggies or people that smoke or always go to bars, that's what they end up doing. That's who they become, unless they make a personal choice inside their heart to say, these people are not benefiting me in any way. It's time to back away from it so I can get ahead. You are who you hang out with, and it is so true. You might not see that. Like, you might have these friends that you've had for 5-10 years, and you think, there's nothing wrong with them. Nothing. You might not see it, but someone on the outside could look and say, yeah, the red flags are everywhere. They're going to hold you back. So, just be careful. Make sure you're keeping good company, not just for morale reasons, but also financial reasons. Number 4, save and invest. So, once you have your debts paid off, except the mortgage, and once you have your emergency fund saved up, then you invest 15% of your total income into stocks. So, this is not, he recommends mutual funds. I would say a Roth IRA, I think like right now you can do $6,000 per spouse a year, I believe it is. So my wife and I could do $12,000 between us. Yeah, so a Roth you can't touch until you're 59 and a half, and you don't pay taxes on it, so that's, awesome. Now, obviously, $6,000, once all your debt, well, we're going to go into that actually right here. So, you only put 15% in. Even if you could put more in other accounts, you only do 15% of your income. So, if 15% of your income is more than $6,000 or more than $12,000, so you put 6 in your account, 6 in your wife's account. If it's more than that, then you put, the other percentage in mutual funds or in another account, like M1 Finance is a great one, or Stash, Robinhood, whatever, and you just let it go, and that goes towards your retirement. So now, if you've been following this list, you should now be putting 15% of your income in. You should have no debt except your house. Now is when you go, all right, let's hammer this out. You put 15% in all your investing. That's your total monthly income, by the way. So if you make $3,000 a month total income, 15% of that $3,000 goes towards your retirement, okay? The rest then divides between your bills, what you're going to pay for that month, and then what's left all goes towards your mortgage, okay? Because you already got your 3 to 6 months emergency fund saved. You're good to go there. You already got that saved. So don't be worrying about, well, maybe I should save $100 or $200 extra a month just to keep saving. No. Okay, you got your emergency fund down. Now is what you do is you hammer that mortgage out. So let's see, where are we at here? Now you go over, so once you have only your mortgage debt, you go over your written goals, plans, budget, and you add up your monthly bills right away. Dave says you should write a monthly plan every single month, starting the first of each month. You write down what you think your bills will be for that month. You write down what you estimate your total income will be for that month. Then you take 15% of what's left after your bills. You know, you put your bills, your income. So if your bills are $2,000 and your income's $3,000, you would have $1,000 left. And then you would take 15% of that $1,000 towards your IRA or whatnot, and then the rest would go towards your mortgage. So, you know, your mortgage is already figured in your bills, your monthly payment, mortgage monthly payments figured in your bills, your total income's figured there. You minus it. I like to underplay it, so if my bills are normally $1,500 a month, I'll say, okay, it's going to be $1,650 or $1,700 a month. And if our income's $3,000 a month, I'll say, okay, our income's $2,600 or $2,800 a month. I always figure on the low end. I figure on the higher end for bills and the lower end for income, because that way you know you're safe. You got that cushion. So if your bills are less and your income's more, then that you're just even further ahead. So yeah, you put the 50% of what's left towards your retirement and the rest towards your mortgage, and you hammer that out every month. You hammer that out every month. You hammer it out, and you don't need to know 30 years. If you do these steps, you don't need no 30 years. So, and number 5, God loves a cheerful giver in all things, not just your loving kindness, but money as well. So, what that means is, number 5, now these are steps you need to follow in order, so don't be jumping around. Number 5, then, once you got your house in order, you can use your debt-free lifestyle to have fun. Yes, what we all really want to do in life, have fun, but help others. Because now you have the tools to help other people, because you're not in the situation where, oh, how are we going to pay this mortgage, or how are we going to pay this credit card? I can't make my car payment. My car broke down. What are we going to do? We have too much bills. No, you're not in that situation no more. Now you can help people, educate people that are in those situations. If you want to financially get them a kickstart, whatever. If you want to buy a rental unit and help someone out by giving them maybe a little discount, whatever it is, you are in the position to help these people out. So on a personal note, this is for me, I wrote down my goals and dreams, and then what I need to do, and what you need to do is start with smaller goals. Don't just start with, oh man, you know, I'm going to have that Lamborghini in 15, 20 years. And no, you start out, first your debt needs to be the first goals ever. All your debt, mortgage and everything. Don't even think about, you know, your dream garage or dream Hellcat like I used to think. I used to think, oh man, okay, if I do this in 10 years, I could have my Hellcat. I could really, you know, put those videos on YouTube, and I could do this. You know, oh man, build a 2-car garage. Yeah, I can do this if I just set that aside. And while I was thinking all this, I was thinking, you know, 30-year mortgage, no problem. We sign it up. Why pay it off? Who cares? No, I changed my thought process completely, and it's been changing my whole lifestyle. I still got a long way to go, but because, you know, I was raised blue-collar man, you know, you just do what you do, and, you know, that's it, you know. And my whole mindset has been changed on all this stuff. So yeah, your goals, when you're writing down goals, don't even think of, you know, I'm gonna travel to Hawaii, we're gonna do all this stuff. No. You don't think about that stuff. You don't think about what your next vacation's gonna be. No. You think about what's the next debt you're gonna be paying off. When are you gonna get ahead? That's what you're thinking about. If you're thinking about all these other things, like for me, cars are my passion. Oh man, yeah, that Chevelle is pretty sweet. I'm gonna have this Chevelle someday. No. Complete a race. Start with thinking debt. Whatever debt you have, $200, $1,000, $20,000, $50,000, wherever the debt is, debt needs to be on your goal and plan list. Nothing else. I don't want to see on your, you know, goals and plans your dream vacation, your dream land, your dream house, your dream car, your dream girlfriend, your dream whatever. I don't want to see that on anything. If there's debt, don't you be dreaming about that kind of stuff. You need to be dreaming every day that you wake up in the morning. Your goals and dreams need to be debt. Once you get that debt settled up, once you get your emergency savings settled up, once you get your mortgage settled up, then you dream of other things while helping other people achieve the same dreams and goals that you accomplished. You can have everything that you want right now and be in debt and just live your life, but never truly get ahead and never truly be happy in the end. So I'm telling you right now, once you change your mindset and once you get these debts paid off, whatever you have, if it's one, there's some people that don't have any debts, or just a mortgage, or, no credit card, no student loans. Anything that is considered debt is something that you owe. If you owe somebody, you owe your mom, your dad, whatever, that's debt. Pay it back now. Start with the smallest and work it your way up. So those are what your goals should be. And this is personal for me and my wife. For my wife and I, we want to be 100% debt-free by the age of 50. That means no mortgage, nothing big. My dreaming goal, I have, till the 50 is a deadline, but I have more of an aggressive goal, and that is to be debt-free in everything by time I'm 40. So that's less than 9 years for me. That's what I'm aiming for. It would be so awesome to have a $200,000 house paid for by 50, which is our kind of a limit goal, so like less than 20 years. Our mortgage is for 30, so we want to have it paid off 10 years before the mortgage is actually due. But to have it by 50 would be awesome as well, let alone 40 would be amazing, by the time I'm 40. $200,000 is the estimated current market value right now for our home. Houses in our area are selling for $10,000 to $30,000 over market value. Half house right beside us sold for more than $9,000 what it was worth, and my parents-in-law live right down the street pretty much, and their neighbor, a house right beside theirs, sold for 25. Actually, I think it was more than 25,000, more than what they were asking for, because they had so many bids on it, and the house wasn't even like fully redone or anything. Some stuff was done, but not fully redone. So Zillow has, that's because where we live is a hot tourist area and the market's just at its peak. So right now Zillow has our house valued at $235,000, and clearly, with that price, what I've seen from in this area, those prices are actually pretty accurate, within $5,000 to $6,000 of what they say. And $235,000, that is because we are at the all-time top of a market. We are so high, and you add that with the tourist area, and interest rates so low. That's why it's $235,000. You give a year or two, 2022, 2024. I honestly think it'll be probably down to 190, 195, 200, because the market is just it's blown up right now. So anyway, that's besides the point. My wife and I aren't planning on moving for a long time, if ever, and the price of the home doesn't really matter because this is our forever home basically. Anyways, that's besides the point. These are our goals and examples what I want from you. The first goal on your list needs to be all related to debt-free. Then you can travel. Then you can truly enjoy life. You got this. So with my ending thoughts here, you don't have to listen to anything I say. I can, Dave can, other financial people can bring you to the water, but we can't force you to drink. You can come to the water. You can hear what I have to say. You can maybe think, that makes sense, or you can think he's a lunatic or he's never going to follow through. Whatever you think is what you are or what you're going to become. So if you are always thinking, well, okay, I have this mortgage, there's just no way we're going to make we don't have any money to add towards anything, we can't, we're living a paycheck to paycheck, we can't put any more money towards any debts. Look, When you start doing a written budget, you trace every dollar. You think $1 bill is meaningless? You trace every single dollar, okay? On a written plan, every single month, you're going to come to realize there's some spare cash when you're living on, rice and beans, as Dave likes to say, which basically means you live poor, eat poor, live cheap, eat cheap. Don't, you go to a grocery store, you don't need to get that $9 bag of wings or whatever. You live cheap, okay? And when you do that, you're going to realize how much money is left over that can go towards your debt. All right, guys, you don't have to listen to what I just said. I took the time to do this because I care about other people, because nobody cared about me. When I say that, as far as, I didn't grow up in knowing any of this stuff. A lot of this stuff I'm just trying to learn myself. So when I say nobody cared about me, that just means, I didn't have the friends in my life that thought this. And obviously people cared about me. I mean, when you make videos, stuff comes across wrong. Without my, actually this is a good time to do this. Without my parents, helping us children in so many ways, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my parents. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my wife. We wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for my wife's parents. So my parents-in-law, my parents, my wife are the biggest contributors to my life, and also me. That can come across cocky or selfish or whatever, but it does come off to me, because ultimately in the end, doesn't matter what someone else does for you or whatnot, if you don't train your own mind, if you don't come to the realization of what needs to be done, you're always going to be the same old person that you always are. So yes, my parents have helped us out over the years. Yes, my parents-in-law have helped us out over the years. But if we, I'm sure a lot of you guys could say, well, I've helped them out and they just still blow their money, or they still do this, they still do that. What's the point? You've already been to that position of, most of us have given someone money or helped someone out in some way and never ever saw anything from it, not even a lifestyle change, and I could still be that person, but I want to do better, and I'm seeking to do better, and that's why I am getting to the point where I see now, no more excuses. I see what can happen. So, anyway, that's what I meant by that. I didn't mean that nobody cares about me. I just meant nobody cared. Like, I didn't have the people in my life that were business, not even business smart, more of like Dave Ramsey. I didn't have people in my life like Dave Ramsey. So that's basically what I'm saying. No financial advisors in my life. None of that stuff. No, I didn't even know about Roth IRAs until like 3 years ago. So I didn't know about any of this stuff. I thought, just like people say, orange hair man bad, talking about Donald Trump. Just like those people that say that, I thought stock market bad stock market, lose all your money, this and that. Yeah, so you can, but doesn't mean that you will. So it's just, life's a learning curve. I'm just glad I'm 31. I wish I was younger, but I'm glad I'm doing this at 31. Take what you want from this whole message. Everybody has their own interpretation. So I hope you guys have been reading this as I was going through it. And look, take the opportunity to pause the video and screenshot each one and save it, print it out. I'll save this as well if you want me to send the text. I have the text on my Facebook page, the Life of Scott Wanger, or the Random Life of Scott Wanger, and also my stock page that I have on Facebook that is basically dedicated to all getting ahead. This video will probably be uploaded on all my channels because I want everybody to get ahead. This is serious. This is serious. And the younger you are, dude, girl, you got this. You know, if you're younger than 31, you seriously, really are going to get a foot forward from your friends and everybody else. Because you're going to know all this knowledge that I didn't know. If you're over than 31, which most of you are, look, whatever. Maybe, you know, some of you guys might be in good positions. I'm proud of you. Those who are in bad positions, look, we all mess up. You know, did you know Dave Ramsey was a millionaire by 26 years old, I believe? He was a multimillionaire, and he lost everything. They filed for bankruptcy, and he lost everything, and then he became back to be a multimillionaire again. Look, life sucks sometimes. Suck it up. Move forward. You got this. This is your life. You got this. You got this. It starts with you. You got this.